If you want to succeed with your heart intact, be different. Not for different sake, but because you're unique. Be you. By being you, you'll be different. And you'll succeed with your heart intact. When you start doing what you want to do, it's a different kind of life. It's a very different kind of life, because everyone you see around you, not everyone, but 99 people out of 100, they're not doing what they want to do most of the time. They're doing what other people want them to do. They're doing what they think they should do. They're doing what they think their parents think they should do. They're doing what they think their kids think they should do. They're doing what everyone around them is doing. They're doing what everyone around them is doing. But very rarely do people do what they want to do. There's certain people on YouTube who are doing what they want to do for sure. They're great examples. There's certain athletes out there doing what they want to do. They're great examples as well. There's certain actors and actresses out there doing what they want to do. Great examples. But even in those niches, even in YouTube and even in sport and even in Hollywood, there are people who are not doing what they want to do. There are YouTubers out there who are making videos because a sponsor has paid them to make that video. A certain product placement company has said, here, make a video about this, and they do it for a few $1,000s, even though they don't want to. They do it, well, they want the money, but they don't want to go through the process of making the video for the money, they just want the money. And certain athletes, you know, they sign certain contracts with certain teams. They move from Vancouver to Florida, not because they want to go to Florida, but because they want the money. And certain actors and actresses, they get gigs in certain movies, not because they want to act in these certain movies, just because they want the money that goes along with that. But there are definitely actors and sport athletes and YouTubers who strictly and absolutely just do what they want to do, irrespective of the income, irrespective of the financial gain. And when you do that, when you do the things that you love to do simply because you love to do them, things are, oh man, you just don't care about a lot of things. You just don't care about a lot of things because you get so much joy, you get so much pleasure out of the process of things. So when you're doing something you don't want to do, and someone comes along and spews some gossip about you, you might use a good chance to get more upset. Because you're not getting benefit from doing what you're doing, you're not enjoying the process, and when someone gossips, that's just like adding salt to the wound. Or if you're doing acting in a movie that you're not enjoying and the director's being a douche, you're going to really freak out because you're like, oh my god, first of all, I'm not enjoying this movie and this director's being a douche. But when you're doing what you love to do, and something bad comes along and happens. Like, for example, I'm filming a video here and my camera might run out of battery. Instead of freaking out and like going, oh my god, my camera ran out of battery, this sucks, I hate YouTube, it's like, man, I enjoyed the process at least. Like, I don't care really about the end result. The fruits of my labor is the labor itself. I'm not attached to the end outcome. And I think everyone is like that when they're doing what they want to do. When you're doing what you want to do, you're not going to be so attached to the end outcome. So it doesn't really matter what happens. So when people talk about ways of making money, you're threading the needle through the wrong end, really. You don't want to do things for the money because that way you're not going to be really enjoying the process. You want the process to be so enjoyable that you'd honestly do it for free. You should love what you're doing so much that you do it for free. And that's exactly how I started off with coaching. I offered my services for free. That's how I started off with personal training. I did personal training for free for a few friends. Then I got pretty good at it, and then I decided, hey, you know what, I'm good enough to start charging, might as well charge for it. But every now and then a client would come along and they say, I'll pay you next week, pay you next week, pay you next week. They never paid me, and I didn't really care because I loved the personal training itself. But if I didn't love the training, and I trained them all these weeks, and they didn't pay me, I'd be so pissed. Like, I just wasted all that time, you know? And same with YouTube, man. We start off on YouTube, we're not making money on YouTube, we're not making a dime, we're not making a nickel. And then eventually, after many months, maybe after many years, then we start making a couple $100, a few $100 here and there, maybe even a few $1,000s, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars down the road. But the money won't matter because we're getting so much benefit, we're getting so much pleasure out of the process itself. And I say money doesn't matter because money doesn't make you happy, money doesn't make you fulfilled, money doesn't make you, get excited to get out of bed in the morning. Doing what you love gives you pleasure. Doing what you love makes you happy. Doing what you love gets you excited to get out of bed in the morning. Practically speaking, of course, money is very beneficial. Money is very, can be a productive tool, absolutely. You can buy this camera, hire an assistant, travel the world. But as far as your emotions go, and that's what really matters in this life, as far as your emotions go, money has no effect. It really doesn't. I was hanging out with a big YouTuber a few months ago, and we were talking about how at one point, you know, they were only making a few $100 on YouTube, and they just wish they could make it big. You know, they wish they could make many thousands of dollars. And then they started earning $15,000 a month on YouTube or more. And they weren't any more happy. They weren't any happier. $15,000 a month, and they weren't any happier. And it's the same. And that's a relatively small fish in the income game. $15,000 a month, just from making videos. There are people out there making hundreds of thousands a month. People out there making millions of dollars a month, acting and being actors and actresses, painting, any sort of art out there. People are making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing, but it's not the money that's making them happy. This is what I want to get across. So instead of doing things for money, do things that you love to do. And when you do them with your own style. Be unique, man. You can try and copy people, you can try and emulate and imitate people, but it's never going to come across quite the same unless you're like, you know, cloning an exact replica of what this person's done. But if you just take a little bit from this person, a little bit from this person, a little bit from that person, a little bit from that person, and just turn it into your own unique message, and then start really working your craft on your own message. Keep going back and rereading what you've written, or re-watching what you've posted, and just start inspiring yourself. And start using yourself as your own idol. You know, when you can look into the mirror and see your idol, you look into the mirror and see your role model, look into the mirror and see someone that inspires you. That's powerful, man. That's profound. That's sick. That's super dope, man. When you can look into the mirror and see someone that inspires you. What I've done recently is I've just gone back on my Instagram, started scrolling way back on my Instagram and started looking at the captions. And a lot of the captions I wrote back in the day, I don't ever remember writing them. If someone were to read those to me, I'd say, oh, who wrote that? That's pretty cool. It turns out it was me. I frickin' wrote that caption, man. I don't know where it came from. I channeled it or something. At the moment I was just feeling it. You know, there's a lot of things I've done in the past which I don't remember at all. I have no recollection of ever doing them. Zero. If someone were to say, hey Ted, I bet you did this, I'll put $100 that you did it, I'd say, okay, I'll put $1,000 I definitely did not do that. Turns out I actually did do those things. There's evidence of it on Facebook. So our memory is so shite, you know, we can't really remember the details of all the things we've done or the things we've said, the ways we've felt even in the past. But if you were to go back and look at your old Facebook posts, you'll see things that you'd never remember posting. And if those things impress you, if those things inspire you, use those things, repackage them and put them back out online, or put them back out into your work, into your community, into your family. You know, recycle and reuse old content that you love, that impresses you. And if there's old content back there that you don't like, that disgusts you, or that you're like, oh god, I wish I never posted that, delete it. You can get rid of it, no worries. You don't need to keep old content up there. I'll go through my videos periodically and delete old videos that I believe no longer represent who I am now. Definitely. I only wanna, you know, keep content up that I feel is beneficial for others, and that I feel, you know, is a reflection of who I am. But again, that's just my style. Certain people out there say, I will never delete a single video. There's other people out there who delete videos all the time. It's just my style. So the purpose of this video I just want to make is just say, like, be you, do you, and don't be afraid of copying people. Don't be afraid of imitating people, because you think you're imitating people, you think you're copying people, but it's never going to come out on the other end like that. No one's ever going to see that, really. And it's good to have role models, man. It's good to have people who inspire you. It's good to have people who set an example for you. Definitely. Learn from what you like about them, learn from what you don't like about them, and just turn yourself into that ultimate package, at least the best of your ability. And I just saw an Instagram post, I think this morning, my friend Kate Flowers posted it, and the caption's like, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. And that is such a dope quote, man. It's such a sick quote from Kate Flowers. Kate motherfucking Flowers. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Meaning, just upload content, man, that's good enough. Your content that you create, it's never going to be perfect in your own eyes. Because you're going to be your own worst enemy. So, or your own worst critic. Sorry, not your own worst enemy. You're going to be your own worst critic. So just upload content that's good enough. Definitely. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Hope to see you on YouTube. Thanks for creating. And if you're not subscribed already, you know what to do, man. Hit that red button down below. Peace out from Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Do you ever want to stop?
No, don't stop till you get enough.
And you haven't had enough.
No way. No way.